I'm Kate, and this is my booktube. Welcome to the video where I talk about my reaction to The Fault in Our Stars movie! Okay, so first thing I have to tell you is that for years, and I'm telling you since the movie came out, my favorite movie has been Avengers. And I haven't been able to find a movie that would beat it. But I went to this movie, and The Fault in Our Stars topped it! It didn't have aliens or any of that stuff, but somehow it was still better. It beat RDJ, and that's almost impossible. So, first I'll tell you about when we went to the movie. So I went with a bunch of my friends. We were so excited. We'd all read the book, except for maybe my best friend's brother. I don't know if he read the book, but we all read the book. We were so excited to go. And we went shopping. I got this shirt. I got this necklace that says, "Some infinities are bigger than other infinities." And this soundtrack to the best movie ever. With the best soundtrack ever. I've literally never liked a soundtrack this much. Usually I actually hate soundtracks. They're demeaning, annoying, and do things to the movies I don't like. But, wow. This one. So, I go to the movie, I'm watching it. Every time something big happens, I'm grabbing my book against my chest thinking, oh my gosh. And I get out of the movie, and I go to the bathroom after the movie, and the whole line is full of fangirls screaming about when they cried, and I was just thinking, well, these are my people. It was cool. It was awesome. It was a little weird to realize that that's what I looked like, but these were my people. I was also taught that I am a very loud crier and laugher during movies. I already knew I was a loud laugher, but crier? I don't normally cry, so I guess I've never had someone actually tell me that, but I cried so hard during this movie because it was so good. And apparently, I am a loud crier. So my favorite parts. So one of my favorite parts, Isaac. Everything he did was over dramatic, which made it overly funny. Like when he was making out with his girlfriend, and they just kept going always, 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 and he was like, I like it when you say it. She was like, I like it when you say it first. And he was like, okay, always, 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 and when he's hitting the trophies against the wall, it was overly dramatic and it was perfect. It was so how I read things, where they're really, truly happening in a way that's funny, but so it makes the sadness still funny. I was laughing even at the saddest parts because of Isaac. I love Isaac. Go Nat Wolf! Can't wait for Paper Towns. So, next part. I love the parts where they weren't really talking, but they were looking at each other and you were just smiling. I was laughing when Augustus and Hazel were just staring at each other for a long period of time. And they were staring and staring and staring, and I couldn't help but laugh. I also loved all of the things where you went backwards and you saw all these things happen in the past. Like you saw everything that happened with the support group leader Patrick. That was funny. And you got to see what it was like for Hazel when she was a cancer person. That was really sad. And it was such a good movie. It was missing some things. It was missing a few things. Like, you never met Catherine. And was other things? Well, there were some things that were missing. But there's things missing out of everything. They took out the swing scene because they didn't have enough space. They took out John Green's cameo. And I was really hoping to see that cameo. I mean, it's John Green! It's John Green! Love that guy! So, it was such a good movie, and there were so many things I just loved about it. I remember at the end of the movie thinking that I was waiting for them to say, "I do, Augustus, I do," and she goes, "Okay." And I'm like, it's cute still. They got everything else down to the Malkle. And I loved how she said okay. Well, there are times where I'm waiting for her to say okay and she doesn't, she says something else. And then at the end, when I'm waiting for her to say something else, she says okay. So, they really mixed the okays around. I still loved it, but they did change things. One of the scenes that my friend didn't like, Devin, she didn't like the Anne Frank house. Now, I love the Anne Frank house, but I understood what she meant. The clapping, when they talk about it, it sounds like they just all of a sudden started clapping. In the movie, they're kind of hesitant. They're just like, see? It doesn't happen right away, which was interesting. And I still love the scene. It wasn't my favorite scene like it was in the book, where all I could think about was that scene, because I love it. But it was still there. They took out my favorite line from the book, though. Of course, it's not anyone else's favorite line, so I'm sorry, but my favorite line is definitely the part where she says that eggs are treated badly and that they should be more than a breakfast food. It's so true! It's so true! You do not put things in their own little title. They get to be something else. I eat eggs for dinner quite often, especially after reading that book, and I was kind of sad that wasn't in there. They didn't have space for it, obviously, but still. Oh my gosh, I love that scene. And there were parts that just made me laugh so badly, like after they had the night together, and their mom asks them where they'd been, and he's like, "Oh, we walked around some," and we all just started laughing so hard. It was so funny. Everything was good. The chemistry was enticingly amazing, and I loved it. It was great. It was so great. I am very proud of this movie. Go John Green. Go is it Josh Boone? I don't know, but I love I love you, director. I love all of you singers. I love Troye Sivan. He should have made it on this. Come on. We all know that he had the best Fault in Our Stars song. I loved all of this stuff. Thank you. Thanks to all of you amazing artists for working so hard on this movie. I've waited not years, I've waited like a year for this movie. And it came out. I love it. I'm so happy. I'm so thankful. And I want to know what you guys thought. So, comment, like, dislike. I don't really care. I bet Julie's gonna dislike this video, so. But, one more thing. I made a video called I Live in a John Green Book. I'm gonna put it in the doobly-doo. And so will the bloopers be there. And once I edit my Fault in Our Stars book review, that will be it down here. So, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the movie. I know I did. And I hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.